Hello, everybody. Dudes, we were all wrong. I will say it now. Everybody is wrong, including me. I was wrong too. But I figured it out. I went back and I looked at all the evidence, and we got a firm timeline of what actually happened to Lindsey Graham. A lot of things helped. Like one of my internet friends was telling me I was wrong. And then the CIA controlled opposition gave me a big clue. That's Larry Johnson. He's over there with Judge Napolitano. They're all active controlled opposition CIA agents, but they put out some information sometimes, and sometimes the things they don't say a lot. First, let me get this dog hair off the ground. After this live stream, I'm going to fry me up some yakisobe stir fry, man, with some chicken nuggets in it because that's what I want. And because I got a bunch of vegetables that I need to cook and eat. All right, so back to Lindsey Graham. The official American story from Trump and the government and all that shit is that Lindsey Graham died of a heart attack in his home in DC on the night of the 10th/11th. All right, some like at about 9:30 p.m. DC time, supposedly is when he had his heart attack and died. That's the official US government story. Everybody on planet Earth is currently trying to take credit for killing Lindsey Graham. So finding out what really happened was actually very, very difficult. Like I said, I was wrong many times, but I finally figured it all out. And I'm going to show you the receipts that shows you that the American narrative is a big fat fucking lie. It's a big fat fucking lie. And everybody else is lying too, because everybody wants to take credit for killing Lindsey Graham. But only one group killed Lindsey Graham, and we will reveal who that is in a soon. All right. So let's go look up what Google says. Now, the original story pushed by the non-Western media is that Russia blew up Lindsey Graham in the drone factory that he was taking a tour of in Ukraine. All right. And the other narrative was that Iran spies poisoned Lindsey Graham in his home in DC. All three of these narratives are false. The American narrative, the Russian narrative, and the original Iranian narrative they're all wrong. None of that is what actually happened. All right. So let me flip my bitch camera around facing front, back. Okay, here we go. So the first step is I went up to Google and it said the Russian, and you can just put this in Google. Well, it doesn't say this anymore because this is a screenshot I took of the Google. And it just says the Russian missile and drone strike targeted the Skyfall drone production facility occurred overnight on July 10, just hours after Lindsey Graham toured the plant in the daytime. All right, daytime. Now, Google's a lying piece of shit motherfucker too, but we don't have to trust that anybody's saying the right thing. What we do have is Lindsey Graham gave a speech and answered media questions in Kyiv after he toured the drone factory in the afternoon in Ukraine. So it is a fact proven by video documentation of Lindsey Graham's own gay mouth, okay, answering media questions in Kyiv in the afternoon on the 10th. The 10th. Remember that date, the 10th of July. It's important. The Russian missile strikes on Kyiv did not happen until late at night of the 10th, at which point Lindsey Graham was already on a train leaving Ukraine or in Poland, getting on an airplane and flying to America. He was somewhere in transit between Ukraine and America. He was not in America. Lindsey Graham never made it back to America alive, folks. And if I drool on myself, it's because I just put a fresh nicotine pouch in. Guys, like almost 4 months ago, I quit smoking and I started using these nicotine pouches like that. And they make me drool on myself sometimes. So whatever, deal with it, right? Anyways, he never made it back to America. And that is how we know the American narrative is a lie. How do we know Lindsey Graham never made it back to America? It's called it's do you guys understand the distance formula? It's algebra from grade school, how rate times time equals distance. Well, when you're in Ukraine and the only way to get out of Ukraine is if you're on the train. Airplanes don't fly in Ukraine, they get blown up. Okay. Like Trump was on the train, Macron was on the train, everybody, all these heads of states, Ukraine, they're always on the train. They never fly because you can't fly because Russia will blow you up. Okay. That's why. So he had to get on the train in Kiev, go to Poland, and get on a plane there and fly back to America. Now, he was in Ukraine on video talking to journalists and reporters and answering questions noon of the 10th. Now, the American narrative is that he died of a heart attack at 9:30 p.m. approximately American East Coast time, which would have been 6:30 p.m. at night West Coast time. All right? So if he's in Ukraine at noon, it takes about a day. It takes 22 hours to get from Ukraine, Kiev, to Washington, D.C. So if he is in Ukraine in the afternoon on the 10th, it is physically impossible, physics impossible for Lindsey Graham to be in America at 9:30 p.m. that night. Okay, on the next night, on the 11th, right? It's not possible. It is not possible. All right. So that's how we know the American narrative is a lie. And the chain of events that he did the drone tour in the afternoon and the missile strike didn't happen until the late evening tells us that the Russian narrative of him getting blown up is a lie. Oh, I'm all right here, Macho Man. So now, because Lindsey Graham was not in America when he died, means the Iranian story of him being assassinated in his home is also not true. All right. And here's where things get a little bit tricky. There is currently no way to tell if Lindsey Graham had a naturally occurring heart attack or if he was poisoned, which caused the heart attack. There is no way to know that without an actual toxicology report and a full autopsy, which takes 4 to 6 weeks. Hey there, Glowy. So at this time, it is actually impossible to know if it was a natural heart attack or if he was poisoned. What we do know is the Americans lied about him being in America when he died. He was in transit on an airplane or on a train, one of those two things. That stress was too much for him. Yeah, the stress of sucking all that Ukrainian gay dick was too much for him, probably. No, that would be funny. But he was old and sucking dick his whole life and wearing red lingerie for gay hookers. So I really don't think one more dick in the mouth is what took him out. But that would be funny. I will admit that. That would be funny. Anyway, so Me, with my very cynical life behind me, am looking at if my government is lying to me about the location where the motherfucker dropped dead. I'm going to alternate on a few. Tells me he almost certainly did not die of natural causes. He was poisoned. And that's what killed him. Who poisoned him and where was he poisoned? Those are the big questions. You guys got to stick with me because this is very complicated and every narrative out there is full of false information. Okay. Yeah, we need a Charlie board for this one. This is some deep shit and we're going to get into it. I got receipts, I got videos with timestamps, all of that. But we can assume, we can't be 100% certain, but we can assume that he was almost certainly poisoned and not died of natural causes because our government lied to us about where he died. If it was natural causes, why didn't they just say in the media that he died of a fucking heart attack on a plane from Ukraine, from Poland back to America? Why would they lie about that if it was natural causes? All right. So they're lying because they're scared and they're trying to cover it all up. And because they're scared, their lies are flimsy and they don't hold water. All right. So, what do we have left? Who killed Lindsey Graham and where? He did not die in a missile strike. Why wouldn't they lie? I mean, yeah, they lie about everything. The point being is, why would you lie if you did not have to? The less lies you tell, the more believable are the lies that you do tell. But so it's just, yeah, I mean, I could be wrong, and maybe they're just so used to lying about everything that they just automatically lie, right? But I'm hoping there's some shred of intelligence and professionalism left in our evil CIA and government that they wouldn't lie if they didn't have to lie. Okay. I'm assuming it somewhere there's some smart liars left, maybe, hopefully. Anyways, now on top of our government being proven that they're caught in a lie, there is what I'm about to show you. This, guys, you know, all of those Lego Iranian Lego videos that the whole world loves with the cool songs and all of that shit. I am following their official Telegram channel. Like all this shit you see on those Lego videos where they're on Twitter or Facebook or YouTube or whatever. Well, I see all those videos before you do because I follow the primary source of those videos and I see them from the moment they're posted. All right. Time stamped. So we are going to look at the Iranian IRGC Lego video channel from Telegram. All right, folks. So buckle up. Let's watch some Iranian Lego videos. Okay. Turn this around. Let me see. Which one was that one work? Or does the other one? I think that one has a little better view, actually, huh? Okay, so what we have here, this is the IRGC Lego video. This is July 9th. I don't know if you can see it. It was posted at July 9th at 11:40 a.m. Pacific date time. So that would have been like 2:30 a.m. East Coast time, I think, something like that, if I'm doing it right. Anyways, here we go with Mr. Trump. Yeah. So there. And the important part is at the bottom it says, from now on, you will be afraid even of your own shadow. Hashtag KT. Everybody thinks KT stands for that Iranian university, in which it might, but it also stands for kill Trump. All right. Everybody's like, what's KT mean? The campaign that Iran has launched to kill Trump. Now, July 9th is when Iran launched their campaign to terrorize Trump and to kill a lot of American Trump supporters. Okay. They started their campaign of terrorism, Iran did, on July 9th. Okay. July 9th is 2 days before Lindsey Graham was killed. Okay. And they started this campaign 2 days before Lindsey Graham got whackered. So let's go down. This is also, if you look, you can see when you scroll up, it puts the date, July 9th. This video here was put out on July 9th, right after the start of the campaign of terror against Trump. Okay. So this says, sooner or later, get ready for something that will make Trump furious and terrified. And they say there's going to be a music video, but I'm not sure if they put a music video out yet. This is 53 seconds long. This has a lot of information packed in here. Okay. This is from the day of all the current bombings and war that just started happening again. It all started on the day of the Ayatollah's funeral. And that's what all this stuff is. And this is Monica Witt. Monica Witt is an American U.S. Navy intelligence agent that defected to Iran and was spying on America for Iran for approximately a decade before she defected and left America. And she's now safely in Iran working with the Iranians to hunt down all the spies inside Iran. And she's also doing some things which this video is going to show you. So let's watch this. I can. KT. See, the Iranians have a fucking Charlie board. No, but let's go back a second. Let's go look at the Charlie board. This is their assassination list. The Iranian published their assassination list. Loser Trump, Netanyahu, Mark Levin, Laura Loomer, Peter Thiel, Miriam Adelson, Ben Shapiro, and Mark Doublewitz, whoever the fuck that happens to be, right? I'm just saying, they put their assassination list right here on these Lego videos. And motherfucking, what's his name? Lindsey Graham is already off the list. So here we go. This is Monica Witt calling somebody in America.
Ted, it's time. Begin.
I'm reminding you, this video, but yeah. So this video was put out on the 9th. This was 2 days before Lindsey Graham died. All right, folks. Ted is a reference to the Unabomber. The Unabomber was betrayed by his brother, but that's besides the point. The Unabomber blew up a bunch of people and stuff over, I think, almost 2 decades, right? And he's American that's trying to bring down the entire American system, okay? So his goal was to destroy Western civilization. And what this video is saying is that Monica Witt, a U.S. Intelligence officer that defected to Iran, is cultivating and working with Americans inside of America to kill people in America. That's because Ted's dead. The original Ted Kaczynski, he dead. He killed himself in prison like 3 years ago. All right. But Monica Witt is alive and in Iran and calling Ted. Okay. And Ted is, that's, what do you call that? Euphemism, allegory, whatever. It's not literal. Okay. It's saying that Iran has the agents inside of America and they have activated these agents. That's what this video is saying. Sooner or later, KT, right? So that was on the 9th. And then they're reminding, they're just joking around here because that's Monica Witt right there. FBI is searching for her. There's a $200,000 reward out there. A Luddite. I don't think it was a Luddite. I mean, yeah, he was a hermit. I don't think he was a mathematician. And I have a funny Unabomber fact I'll get back to later. But yeah, there's an active reward. Yeah, very smart guy. I'll talk about that in after I get done with the video stuff here. So now we jump to July 11th. July 11th. The next video where it says divine mission, rise up sooner or later.
Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Mujtaba Khamenei. These criminals.
Message from Monica to whoever Ted is. It actually shows the time. They messaged him on, what's this? July 11th at 23:47. That's right around the time that, guess what? That's the time when motherfucking Lindsey Graham died. Right there. And let me get back to this. This video was put out at 2 p.m. West Coast time. The point, this right here is the most important thing. This is timestamp. This is the first original time this video was posted to the internet, which was hours and hours and hours before Lindsey Graham died. This video was posted about, 6 or 7 hours before Lindsey Graham died, okay?
Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Mujtaba Khamenei. These criminals whose names from top to bottom are all on record.
And this is Ted, whoever Ted is.
And soon, individuals among the free people across the world will each carry out part of this duty.
Listen to what it says. These criminals whose names from top to bottom are all on the record will take to their graves the unfulfilled wish of dying peacefully in their beds. And soon, individuals among the free people across the world will each carry out a part of this divine mission. Ayatollah Khamenei. What this means is that Iran has been plotting this for years, possibly decades, people. They've been cultivating, training, and funding domestic American terrorists for decades, for this day, for now. And this video came out, like I said, 7 to 7.5 hours before Lindsey Graham was actually dead. All right. What I'm trying to say is the Iranians are saying they knew he was going to die because they're the ones that killed him as a part of their terrorizing campaign against fucking Trump. All right. Now we got the day after, July 12th. That's the day after. This is about half a day after. You look, this was posted 7 a.m. in the morning that Lindsey Graham died. And the point of this is that Lindsey Graham plays with dolls. He's a gay man that wears lingerie and plays with dolls. Okay. No, the real point of this is that Iran intelligence knew what lie Trump and our government was going to tell us, okay, before the story was even posted on claiming that he died in his house and shit. We're getting to the good part. That is Monica Witt. And right here, guys, is how we know Laura Loomer is next on Iran's list of the people to assassinate. Right there. That's the entire point of this video, is to terrorize Trump's inner circle. And now we know Iran is going for Laura Loomer next. All right. And then this is just Iran trolling Laura Loomer. Laura Loomer tried to get these guys taken off of Twitter, and they removed some shit, and then they got their account got restored, and they're just fucking with Laura Loomer. Loomer Unleashed. Alphabet of American crime. That's what that sign says. And they're like, take it easy, Larry. This one's funny, has no relevance to anything, but it's just funny. That's Lindsey. Here's Laura. Take it easy, Larry. So, and that's the last thing they posted, which was on the 13th yesterday at 3:45 p.m. Pacific Coast time. Okay. So the funny thing about that is that Laura Loomer apparently was born a man. Laura Loomer is a man. All right. And Laura's original name was Larry. So there we go. The thing about these videos you got to understand is they're from Iranians, and they're not talking literally. Okay. They're in metaphor. Okay. So there was another video. Oh, yeah. The fucking their channel, they actually removed the video, but I think I had it downloaded. Okay, this video was on their channel, but it had been deleted off of their channel. If I can fucking find it. I got screenshots. As you see, is it this one? Oh, bear with me for a second. Let me see if this is the one. No, we watched that. That's the FIFA one. I got screenshots. Hopefully, I don't have to resort to screenshots. Let's see if this video is it. No, that's just some shit getting blown up, I think. Yeah, that's not a Lego video. Oh, crap. Video. I think we've watched this one already. Yeah, we did that one already. So there was one video that the Telegram channel took down because even Telegram has censorship, sadly. Let me go look through the screenshots I took here. Wait, I got that. And we watched that. We watched all of that. Okay, I got that. We already saw that. Let me see if any of these screenshots have it. No, fuck. Anyways, I lose information because I don't have good technology. Anyways, these are all metaphor. They made a video where they had the dude poisoning Lindsey Graham in Ukraine. But they took that down because that was revealing too much information, I guess. So basically, my theory is that Iran called and activated their TED, who is an American, most likely in an officer in the military or a CIA agent. Maybe they're in the State Department. I don't know. There's an American government agent currently working in Ukraine, really close to Zelensky, like in his kitchen. And that agent was activated, and that agent poisoned Lindsey Graham before he left Ukraine. And he died somewhere between, you know, Poland and America on an airplane somewhere, okay? Is what I'm trying to say. And the point of this is that Iran is actively terrorizing Trump. All right. Yeah. All assassins like to use poison. It gives you a chance to get away. No one knows what's going on. They think it's a medical emergency, natural causes and shit. Yeah. Yeah. The Persians have a racial bonus. So that's what I got, folks. You can expect to see Laura Loomer die soon, is what I'm trying to say. You can expect to see anybody that's close to Trump is gonna die, because Iran's assassinating everybody around Trump because their goal is to terrorize Trump, and they're gonna terrorize him. All right, is what I'm trying to say. Is that's the world we live in right now. The Tyronic banquets. Yeah. So that's this shit. And the one thing I was researching all of this shit, doing my Charlie board thing last night, and I was looking up who the fuck is Ted. It's like, oh, the Unabomber. So I'm like going into that, and apparently Ted Kaczynski and me have something in common. Apparently, both me and Ted took government IQ tests. We have the same score. Me and Ted have the same IQ. Isn't that interesting? That I'm as smart as the Unabomber. Does that scare you? That should scare. Oh, whatever. I just think it's funny that I have the same IQ as the Unabomber. That's all. That's what I got for the day, folks. Right now, Bahrain and Jordan and Kuwait, all of our military bases there are getting cream corned. They're like on fire. Everything's dead and on fire. Our military is getting fucked up. If you go to my Facebook page, I just posted the video proof that Iran is sinking all those cargo ships that are trying to sneak through the Hormuz. And there's video proof that they're sinking those ships. In the past 24 hours or so, Iran has blown up 5 commercial oil and cargo ships that were trying to sneak past them in the Hormuz. And there's video of one of them that's literally sank. Yeah. If you go to my about thing, there's a link to my Facebook page. If you want to know what's actually happening with video proofs and all of that original source bullshit and stuff, go over to my Facebook, follow me there, because that's where I post shit. I'm not on fucking Elon Musk gay ass fucking crybaby platform. I'm shadow banned on Facebook, so I don't get fuck all for views and shit. But I do put out some awesome footage and the news of the world that you're not getting here in America, like how our military is getting the shit kicked out of it, like literally right now. It's horrible. Like Iran today just busted out their fancy missiles with the submunition warheads that they're unstoppable because they separate in high Earth atmosphere, and that's like dozens of bomblets coming down and shit. And it looks really pretty, but then all of our shit's getting blown up with it. So there's that. That's in Bahrain. Like Bahrain is fucked up right now. Like Iran, just the past 4 or 5 hours, it hasn't even stopped. I have over 100 notifications because the bombs keep falling. I can't even keep up with it. Yeah, Iran is a superpower. That's for sure. And their spy networks have been unleashed to terrorize Trump, you know? So the Iranian version of Russia. Actually, they haven't used their actual top of the line most high tech missiles yet. They the submunitions ones. This is like mid level. Um, their special purpose, you know, warheads. But they haven't used their fanciest missiles yet. In the past, however many months this has been going on, Iran hasn't even used their best missiles yet. They haven't. Greased Mohammeds. That'd be funny if they called one of their missiles Greased Mohammed. Yeah, I mean, if you want, I can show you before I end this. Let's go back to Telegram, and I'll show you one of the Iranian channels I follow and get all the news from. All right. Uh-oh. Let me turn this around. I know this when I'm trying to get a new computer, and when I get a new computer, I'll be able to do better news live streams again. But right now, I got this fucking smartphone. I can't present the screen or any of that crap, and that's why I'm doing all of this ghetto style. Okay, my computer is not capable of live streaming. I have no webcam, no microphone, no nothing. So I've been using the phone the whole time. Okay, this is all right. Planning heavy airstrikes and a land invasion from Iran. Meanwhile, prepared. This just came out like 45 minutes ago or something, right? Close to the Iranian negotiating team, Mohammed Morandi. For weeks, the Trump regime has been secretly planning massive airstrikes and a ground invasion with the support of Arab dictatorships. Meanwhile, Iran quietly prepared for a major confrontation. If Trump launches this attack, those Arab regimes in the Persian Gulf will not survive. The whole point is Trump has been trying to do a surprise land invasion of Iran. Iran knows this. And they're saying that if Trump actually launches his land invasion of Iran, that the entire Gulf region is going to burn. Okay, that's basically what they're saying. There's explosions in Iran. Trump's been lobbing bombs and missiles into Iran for hours, and Iran's been fucking carpet bombing the shit out of American bases all over the Middle East. And this has been going on for hours now, guys. So it's like there's bombs flying fucking everywhere. Bahrain authorities commit serious violations. Yeah, that's all not war important. It's politically important, but not war important. 2 sailors are killed in Iran's attack today on ships in Hormuz. That was just today. Yesterday, Iran blew up and sank like fucking 5 ships. All right. So the Kuwaiti army claims to intercept 6 missiles and 33 drones. Kuwait engaged all of this, so whatever. Since the beginning of the heinous Iranian aggression, it's just stats on who's shooting what. Bandar Abbas apparently just ate some missiles. That's Iranian territory. Kuwait Army, one of our forces was targeted and 4 of its members were injured and are in stable condition. What that really means is that Iran targeted and successfully hit a Kuwaiti naval vessel. Here we go. More explosions in Bandar Abbas. That's Trump shooting up Bandar Abbas. 4 of its crew injured. Wow. This is okay. We're up to current times. More missiles, explosions, and the Iranians, they post in real time where everything that gets hit by the American forces. They don't conceal this shit. Several missiles were launched from Kuwait towards Iran. This is HIMARS ground launched. What do the things they use in Ukraine? The those HIMARS missiles. Forget what they're called, but they're the long range ones. That's what they're talking about there. But the point being, if we go back up, and away into the past, I'm going into the past. 3 explosions sounded in Bahrain. That's pointless, but they have to conceal things. Explosions in Bahrain and missiles falling. That's the missiles coming in. That's not a good one either. There's a drone that the Yemen shot down Saudi Arabia. And if you don't know this, Saudi Arabia started another war with Yemen, so that's happening right now too. More, there's just everything is exploding. All right, here's another thing to see. This happened 2 hours ago. Kuwait shut down its airports. No airplanes are able to land in Kuwait because Iran is blasting the shit out of Kuwait. Okay, to the point that Kuwait shut down their airspace. And this is the missiles, American missiles in the Iran airspace. So that's what that's showing. Bahrain. Now, this is the separating warheads we were talking about with the cluster munitions. That's a picture of that from Bahrain. Here's another picture. This was actually a picture where one Patriot missile targeted and destroyed another Patriot missile. Bahrain right now. That's the short clip of the submunitions coming down. Explosions in Bahrain. And that's the submunitions or missile debris from an interception. Hard to tell which. Violent explosions in the sky of Bahrain. That was probably a Patriot missile blowing up something, intercepting either another Patriot missile or an Iranian missile. All right. And the sky of Kuwait, there's shit popping off all over the place there. Shit going down. America and Israel are fighting right now too. They're arguing because they're getting the shit kicked out of them and they're all scared shitless. So there's some major shit going on between Trump and Netanyahu right now. Yemen shut down the entire Saudi Arabian airspace. If you're flying in Saudi Arabia, you're at risk of getting shot down by Yemen air defenses, just so you know. Yeah. Civilian flights near Kuwait are being diverted because they can't land there. This is air traffic, the radar stuff. This is from NATO sources, so it's not like Iran stuff. This is NATO stuff, right? Uh-oh. Oh, God, that crazy bitch. New attacks on Kuwait. There's satellite images, just so you know, showing all the shit that Iran's already blowing up. Them dumbass Trump crap, and more crap. All Trump crap. See. More satellite pictures of shit that Iran's already blown up on U.S. bases. That's what all of this stuff is. This is the kind of shit that I post over on my Facebook, just so you know. Yeah, more shit blowing up. America moved their MQ-4C Triton. That's a U.S. Navy. It's like a Global Hawk, but it's the Navy version of the Global Hawk. It was in Jordan, but they had to move it out of Jordan over to Cyprus. No, that's not Cyprus. That's Italy. But because Jordan is getting the shit blasted out of it. So in case you're wondering, yeah, Iran's winning because America is moving all of their aircraft out of the range of Iran's missiles right now. Yeah, Trump tried to blow up water and electricity And so they're not actually aiming for Iran's military targets. They're attacking the civilian infrastructure. Here's a video of Iranian missile hitting something in Kuwait, filmed from the Iraq side of the border. You can see the smoke, so you know it actually blew some shit up. You know, Iraq is mobilizing their college kids to be drone operators, and soon all the college kids in Iraq are going to be flying FPV drones into U.S. bases. Just so you know, that's something that's happening that's not in your American media. Oh, yeah, by the way, this is Iran's former president, Ahmadinejad, and the Jews in America propaganda was trying to claim that he was under house arrest and being accused of being a Mossad agent. That's all fake news propaganda. He's free. He attended the Ayatollah's funeral. He's not under house arrest. He's not accused of any crimes. He's right there. Proof. American drone was destroyed by Iranian air defense fire in Bandar Abbas. This is the wreckage of the drone they shot down. Al Jafar base in Jordan at dawn today. Why is it a minute and a half long? I didn't watch this one. Yeah, right. That's air defense missiles going outwards. And here's Iranian missile coming inbound, not even getting touched. See, our Patriot missiles suck balls. Boom! That's Iranian missiles hitting Jordan, not being intercepted by American air defenses. My point being is when these nations are like, oh, our Patriots, they intercepted all of Iran's missiles. There's video proof that that's a lie. I just showed it to you right there. Jordan said they intercepted all of Iran's missiles. Yet why does this video exist of missiles blowing up Jordan? Okay. Okay. I'm hungry. Doing that made me hungry. I'm going to end this. Like I said, when I get a new computer, I'll start doing more Gonzo news because we're in the apocalypse, folks. This is the apocalypse, and you are a contestant in the apocalypse. We're all together in this apocalypse. All right, folks. This ain't stopping. All of our enemies are tearing America apart. They're terrorizing our child raping oligarch dictators. Trump has unleashed Nazi gangs across America that are gunning down innocent civilians, unarmed civilians, because they're brown. So we have Nazis roaming our streets, gunning people down for being the wrong color. Our military is getting shredded in the Middle East. We're getting fucked up bad. And your media is lying about all of it, okay, folks? And this is the apocalypse. Russia's leveling the shit out of Ukraine. Like everybody's ignoring Ukraine, but Russia's like leveling the fucking place, like big time. Yeah, it's the apocalypse. I'll see you next time.